right, we'll get started now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the next Team Philly meeting. This is the second meeting that we've had. The first meeting was back in November. It was recorded and is on teamphilly.org in case anyone missed it. So sorry it's been so long between meetings. We haven't gotten a ton of updates from TGA, so we've been slowly collecting them so we can give you the most important information. Just some notes for tonight's meeting. Please put all questions that you might have in the chat, and we will address them all at the end of the meeting. Again, this meeting is being recorded, and the recording and slides will be available and uploaded on teamphilly.org tomorrow. Now for your lead staff. In case you don't know me, my name's Annie. I'm the events specialist and manager for Team Philly. Also on the call, we have Dwendi, who's the supervisor of community relations at Gift of Life. Also, we have Karen, who's the community relations coordinator, and Lara, the director of family support services. Many of us have been to the transplant games. Dwendi, Karen, and Lara have been to a lot more games than I have, so they are a wealth of knowledge of any questions that you might have of previous games and are an immense help for these current games coming up. Now for the agenda for today. First, we'll go over the Transplant Games of America, or TGA, rules and regulations, event dates and locations, which those might be a refresher for what we went over previously, but just want to go over it again for anyone who missed the first meeting. Then we'll go into the Team Philadelphia hotel block, financial assistance and fundraising, the Team Philadelphia yearbook, and next steps and due dates. So first and foremost, the 2026 Transplant Games of America are happening now this summer, June 18th through 23rd, 2026 in Denver, Colorado. Now for any questions you have about registration, competition information, medical waivers, special events happening on site, and frequently asked questions, those can all be found at transplantgamesofamerica.org. Go into specifics of who is an athlete and who can compete, there's a few different divisions. So first is Division 1, which is solid organ transplant recipient. That would be things like kidney, heart, pancreas, lungs. Then for Division 2, which will compete against other Division 2 athletes, will be living donors, as well as cornea, tissue, bone marrow, and stem cell recipients. Then for Division 3, where Division 3 would compete against each other, would be donor family members and living donor family members. To compete, a competitor's most recent transplant or donation, specifically for Division 1 and 2, must have occurred on or prior to September 18th, 2025. All ages and athletic abilities are welcome. Now, there is a new competition style for the Colorado Games. There is the Colorado Challenge, which is a new registration type specifically for people who don't fall in Division 1, Division 2, or Division 3. This is a registration type for supporters, caregivers, and medical professionals. An example of someone who can participate in the Colorado Challenge would be a spouse of a recipient, or a child or parent of a recipient. The Colorado Challenge participants cannot be a recipient, living donor, or donor family member. These specific groups would register as Division 1, 2, or 3 competitors. Competitions have pre-established caps specifically for the Colorado Challenge and are first come, first serve. If you want to know more information on the Colorado Challenge, you can visit transplantgamesofamerica.org/Colorado Challenge. On the right, you can see the events that people can participate in the Colorado Challenge if you are not falling under Division 1, 2, and 3, which would be ballroom dancing, Lyrics for Life, 5K run and walk, Youth Olympiad, bowling, cornhole, golf, and pickleball. Now, for competitions for Divisions 1, 2, and 3, there are an array of competitions which we will go over. As you can see on this picture, there are 20 different events ranging in athletic ability. So you have trivia and Texas Hold'em poker, all the way to cycling, swimming, and the virtual triathlon, which is a mix of cycling, the 5K run walk, not the 5K run walk, the track and field events, and swimming events. On the right, you can see the age brackets for the different events. So if you're Division 1, You will be competing against other Division I athletes in your age bracket. Now for some specific rules and regulations. One, there is a sports per day limit. The first being athletes will be allowed to enter a total of one sport per day, just so people aren't running back and forth between events and holding up other events. One other thing is if you are a Division I athlete, meaning a solid Oregon recipient, on team event nights, such as 3v3 basketball and volleyball, you can compete in the team event at night and also play a day sport. We'll go into that a little bit more once we go into the day-by-day events. For Division II and III athletes, you may not compete in individual sports where through elimination, you may end up competing head-to-head with a Division I athlete, meaning that Division II and III athletes cannot participate in badminton, basketball, table tennis, regular tennis, and volleyball. Now for doubles and mixed doubles. Doubles partners must be from the same division and are male and male or female and female, meaning Division I can't participate with Division II in doubles or mixed doubles. Same thing with mixed doubles, they're restricted to the same division for male and female partners. Division I athletes cannot partner with Division II athletes for mixed doubles as well. Now for some event dates and locations. So I'll get more into the specifics of what Divisions I, II, and III can participate in each day. Now for Thursday, June 18th, the first day of the games. You'll see on the right, the lighter colored events are the sporting events to choose from. The darker colored blue events are the special events happening that day or the nighttime sports. So you'll see on the left, that we have tennis, cornhole, and pickleball doubles. The locations on there, most events happen at the convention center. Anything labeled to be determined, we hope to find more information about those events by the next meeting. Then you'll see in the division round, it's either listed as 1, 1, 2, or 1, 2, and 3, showing the divisions that can participate in that. So if I was Division I would choose between tennis, cornhole, or pickleball doubles. If I was Division II or Division III, I would choose between cornhole or pickleball doubles since I can't compete in Division I, which is tennis. So for Thursday, June 18th, the sports to pick from are tennis, cornhole, and pickleball doubles. Other events happening that day is the Murph Showcase, which is a Murph challenge, which is a type of CrossFit challenge. There are different ways to participate. If you don't want to do a full Murph, you can do a half Murph. It's completely optional, but they'll have more information about that on your registration. Also happening that night is the Team Philly dinner, which we have the first night of the games for the whole team to get to know each other. In case you're new that year, that is a great way to get to know other people that you will be participating with in different sports or people you can go cheer on during their sports. And then later that night, there is a pub trivia for ages 21 plus that Transplant Games is hosting. Then for Friday, June 19th, there is swimming for the long events, Lyrics for Life, which is a vocal competition, ballroom dancing, and pickleball mixed doubles, meaning male-female as partners. Then that night is basketball. So as I mentioned before, if I'm a Division I athlete, meaning a solid Oregon recipient, I can play basketball at night, but I can also choose from the list above of if I want to do swimming during the day and then play basketball at night. That's one of the only caveats to let me play 2 sports a day. Then on Saturday, June 20th, there's a few different events happening. So in the morning, there's the 5K run and walk. And then for sporting events to choose from, there is Division I and II trivia and the Youth Olympiad. Other things happening that day is the Life Short Live It Living Donor Gathering to gather as many living donors in one place as possible. Then the Donor Family Lunch and Butterfly Release, which Gift of Life Team Philly specifically does for our donor families to have a luncheon to get to know each other, and then a beautiful butterfly release in a park to remember our loved ones. And then later that night is the opening ceremonies. I know the opening ceremonies aren't happening on the first day, but that's completely okay. In case you're tracking the 2026 Olympics like I am, there are events that are happening right before the opening ceremonies with that as well. Then for Sunday, June 21st, there's a bunch of other events of cycling, swimming, table tennis, Texas Hold'em poker, and donor family trivia. Then later that night is the donor family tribute in the late afternoon, and then basketball day 2 later that night. So for basketball, it's a 2-day competition. So if you participate in day one with it, you'll also participate in day two. There's a break between day one and day two just for the opening ceremonies. Then for Monday, June 22nd, is golf singles, badminton, bowling singles, and track and field. Other things happening that day are workshops, the Quarter Century Club Dinner and Dance, which is a wonderful program for anyone who's had their transplant for more than 25 years, and then volleyball that night. So same thing as basketball. If I'm a Division I athlete, I can participate in volleyball that night and can also choose between golf, badminton, bowling, and track and field to play during that day. Then lastly, for the last day of the games, there's golf doubles, bowling doubles, and darts. Other things happening that day is the quilt pinning ceremony and the closing ceremonies for the entire games. All of this schedule is on teamphilly.org and can also be found on the transplantgamesofamerica.org. There are a lot of special events and programs happening for everyone, like the opening ceremonies, the Living Donor Gathering, the Murph Showcase, Quarter Century Club, runs and walks, donor tribute ceremony, pub trivia, the works. Specifically for donor families, we have the Team Philly Donor Family Luncheon, the Butterfly Release, and the Donor Tribute Ceremony, which is a wonderful ceremony where all the wonderful donors from around the country are featured in a wonderful celebration of life. We will reach out to all of the registered donor families to submit a picture and names and make sure that your loved one is remembered. And then new for this year, donor families can compete in up to 9 competitions. We went over what all of those competitions are for Division III athletes. Again, if you want more information on those specific events, you can go to transplantgamesofamerica.org. Registration is open. Like I've been saying, transplantgamesofamerica.org. You can go to their main website, or you can do /registration. When you register, select your team, Philadelphia, in parentheses, Delaware, New Jersey, and PA, since we cover Southern New Jersey, all of Delaware, and Eastern Pennsylvania. When you complete your registration, select all the sports and events you want to participate in. The donor tribute is open to all. It is free to attend, but you must have a ticket. So if you're registering, add that ticket to your registration. If you've already registered for the games, you're welcome to go back in and add that ticket as well, since it is a free ticket. Medical waivers will be available for download and submission starting February 18th. So for Division I and Division II athletes, meaning all types of recipients and living donors, you must submit waivers with a physician's signature between February 18th and June 4th. So if you're looking ahead, planning your physician appointments, plan it for some time within then, and then make sure that you have those waivers on you. You can also fax them or email them to get those signatures as well. For Division III people who are participating as athletes, we are still waiting for the transplant games to let us know if we need waivers for that. For registration costs, we're currently in the regular registration period between December 27th and March 8th. So for Division I and Division II competitors, it's $180. For Division III competitors, it's $90. And adult non-competitors is $60. For people participating in age 6 through 10 in any division, registration is discounted by 50%, and ages 5 and under are free to attend. For the Colorado Challenge, costs vary. It's a $50 base fee plus $25 for each registered competition. For more information on those specific costs for yourself, you can go to transplantgamesofamerica.org/Colorado Challenge. Now for Team Philadelphia logistics. For team member responsibilities, the costs to attend the transplant games are the responsibility of each attendee. Team Philadelphia will provide fundraising resources to team members. Financial assistance is also available to recipients, living donors, and donor families. For the dates for traveling to Denver, please keep in mind that Thursday, June 18th through Tuesday, June 23rd is the dates of the games. Booking air travel to Denver is the participant's responsibility. Most people will be flying in on the 17th and flying out on the 24th, but everyone has different schedules. Maybe some games that you want to compete in don't start till later in the week, so you're welcome to fly in later or fly out earlier. But please refer to the schedule for specific events and times to book your travel accordingly. For transportation around Denver, all the team hotels, meaning all of Team Nevada, Team Arizona, Team Hawaii, all of their hotels are within 1 to 6 blocks of the convention center. So completely different from Birmingham, Alabama last year. Everyone is very close together. It's great to have everyone in such a close location in the city. It's all 1 to 6 blocks from the convention center, which is where the majority of the events will be happening. Transit between the events of the convention center and anything further like track and field or swimming, Transplant Games of America will set up transit systems between the convention center and all of those locations. If you need to have any medications shipped, there is a CVS and a Walgreens pharmacy 2 blocks away from the convention center, along with dozens of restaurants walking distance from the convention center. Completely different from Birmingham, Alabama last time. There are so many restaurants down there, it is so hard to pick. Now, for the new information of the Team Philadelphia hotel block. We will be at the Sonesta Denver downtown. The room block dates are between June 17th as a check-in date and June 24th as a checkout date. The price for room, including taxes and fees, is between $290 and $330, depending on how many people are staying in your room. The room types are between king and a double queen. The hotel is 2 blocks from the Denver Convention Center. It is a very walkable area. I was down there about 2 months ago. Absolutely loved the area. There's a mini fridge in all the rooms. ADA accessible rooms are available upon request, and it's, again, walking distance from dozens of restaurants. The link to reserve a Team Philly room within the room block is available on teamphilly.org. Now for booking your hotel room. If you are traveling solo or with a partner, we really encourage you to book a king room since double queen rooms are very limited in the area, that we'd like to reserve those double queen rooms for people with a larger group or if they're bringing kids or anything like that. If you'd like to book extended nights, please note it in your special requests section on the booking link. So when you go to book, there will be a paragraph section where you can include any special requests you might have for the room, of a late check-in, of a later checkout, things like that. You can include in there extended nights if possible. If you're ready to book your hotel now, please go on to the link on teamphilly.org and book between now and January 31st. You will not be charged right now. They asked you to put your credit card in just to hold the room for yourself. You will not be charged right now. More rooms will be available after January 31st, but we'd like to fill up this room block first before we extend it to make sure we have enough for everyone. Now, you might see a word called waitlist popping up when you go to book your rooms. If a night is listed as waitlist only when you go to book the room, please join the waitlist. Transplant Games of America has a wonderful housing association that is working to add more rooms as the waitlist fills up. So instead of them getting a giant block and those rooms not going out to who they need to, they are waiting for each waitlist to come in, adding those to the room block, and then taking them off the waitlist. So people will be taken off the waitlist on a first-come, first-served basis. They are actively taking off the waitlist between now all the way to June. So they are working day in and day out to make sure everyone has a room. When someone is confirmed off the waitlist, they will get an email. If you go to book your rooms, whether you're on a waitlist or not, you are welcome to cancel your rooms before March 1st. If you cancel your rooms before March 1st, you're not penalized with any cancellations. If your rooms are canceled after March 1st, you will be charged 1 night room stay plus tax. If you go to book a block of rooms, so say I book from June 17th to June 24th, but June 17th is listed as a wait list only, and I'm still on the wait list, and I decide I'm going to cancel that room block for that stay for whatever reason, I will not be charged a penalty because one of those days was a wait list day. I know it sounds pretty confusing, but happy to explain more as needed. I just learned this information today, so I sat with it for a little bit. But if you go to book your rooms, just click on waitlist for any of the days that you need if they're not available, and TGA will make sure that they get that taken care of for you. And once you're off the waitlist, you will get an email. Again, the link to reserve rooms in the Team Philly room block is available at teamphilly.org, so you can see the exact amount of rooms available right now, book them out, and then jump on waitlist if you need to. Now for the cost of attending the transplant games. Again, the cost associated with the transplant games are the responsibility of each attendee. For registration, it varies between $160 to $200 depending on when you register as a competitor, and $50 to $75 for a non-competitor. Ages 6 to 10 are discounted at a 50% rate depending on what you register for, and ages 5 and under are free. Flights, I just checked today, still averaging around $500 for a round trip from Philadelphia to Denver nonstop. We're averaging $100 for parking and travel for the airport and $100 for a checked bag. So we're totally anticipating for air travel $700. Some people don't need parking and travel for the airport. Some people travel with a carry-on bag. So this is all completely estimated as a price breakdown. For hotel, it would be between $290 and $330 per night. So the total anticipated for 6 nights of a hotel stay would be $1,740 to $1,980 after tax. For food, we're basing it on $74 a day for 6 days. Some people can easily eat less than 74 a day, so we're anticipating the max would be $444 for 6 days. And then the estimated total that we're estimating for this is $3,000 for competitors and $2,900 for non-competitors. Obviously, if you have a few people staying in a room together, the price of the whole trip would be less since you all wouldn't be paying for separate hotel rooms. But these are just expected cost breakdowns just to say up front what the expected cost would be. Now we know that cost can be hard for some, that we have a financial assistance application and also individual fundraising that we are able to offer. First is the financial assistance application. This application is for recipients, living donors, and donor families to request financial assistance to attend the transplant games. The other is individual fundraising, which is a profile you can set up and share with your friends and family to raise money for Team Philadelphia. This is similar to the program set up through the Donor Dash. In case you've ever done fundraising for the Donor Dash, it's the same exact setup. If you fundraise through the individual fundraising, you will receive reimbursements after the games for whatever you raise. So for the Team Philly financial assistance, individuals eligible for financial assistance would be adult athletes, meaning recipients or living donors, pediatric athletes, meaning recipients under the age of 18 and a guardian, and donor families, meaning families of a deceased organ, tissue, or cornea donor for up to 4 members of the family. Applications are available at teamphilly.org. Just as a note, requesting financial assistance does not guarantee that assistance will be provided. Incomplete applications will not be considered. Applications are due on February 14th, 2026, and all applicants will be contacted in late February. So in case you've already applied, we have your application. You will be contacted in late February once we have all applications. Now for individual fundraising, if you'd like to set up your own fundraising page and share with friends and family, Team Philadelphia athletes can fundraise to offset the costs associated with traveling to the transplant games. Fundraising pages can be shared with family and friends to raise money for the team, and the fundraising page can also be found at teamphilly.org to set up your own. Now, if you do individual fundraising, after the transplant games, you can submit itemized receipts for travel, lodging, transplant games registration, and food, not including alcohol. Gift of Life will review your receipts and compare it with the amount you raised. So if I spent $1,000 at the transplant games on travel, lodging, food, but I raised $600 on the website, then I have $600 that I can be reimbursed for. You can only be reimbursed for the amount based on the eligible receipts up to the amount on your fundraising page. Any fundraising above the amount of your receipts will go towards Team Philadelphia. And upon review, Gift of Life Transplant Foundation will send you a check 6 to 8 weeks after receiving your receipts. Now, something else new with the 2026 Team Philly yearbook. In case you were with the transplant games before, you all know the yearbook. In case you're new, We have a wonderful yearbook. It is a digital yearbook that we have online of all of our competitors, headshots, and information. It's a great way for team members to get to know each other right before going to the games, to see who was transplanted in your area or who's competing in similar sports, or to send out to friends and family right before you go so they can see the other team members you're participating with. If you want to see the 2024 yearbook, that's on teamphilly.org, the first link right under the video. In this yearbook that we have every year, we have competitor headshots and information, as well as donor family photos to honor the donors, and the donor family is going to remember them at the transplant games. We also offer tribute and advertising spaces. This can be used to send a message to a teammate, say thank you to a supporter, get well wishes from family and friends, honor donor heroes, or have ads from local businesses. We've combined this with individual fundraising, so you can sell tributes and spaces in the Team Philly yearbook, and whatever comes back through that sale will go towards your individual fundraising amount. So if I sell, as I can see here, digital and physical forms for ad tribute purchases and advertising spaces are available on teamphilly.org. I feel like everything's on teamphilly.org these days. And they will go back to your individual fundraising page. So as you can see here on the left is what the physical tribute and advertising form looks like. The digital version goes straight to a payment method, so they don't have to deal with any type of checks or mailing or anything. It's just a quick online portal. On the right, you can see the ad sizes. So if someone took out a full page ad for me to say, congrats, Annie, good luck at the 2026 Transplant Games of America, and that money of $100 would go straight back to my individual fundraising page, so I can use that as reimbursements for my travels to the transplant games. Now for next steps and due dates. For next steps, feel free to take out your phone and take a picture of these next few slides, but again, these will also be available on teamphilly.org. 1, sign up for team emails on teamphilly.org. Register for the transplant games at transplantgamesofamerica.org. Book your hotel room at teamphilly.org. Book your flight to Denver, Colorado, however you would prefer to book a flight. And submit your team yearbook bio and picture. This will be an email that will come directly from me after you register. If you've already registered for the games, you did not miss an email. I have not sent that out yet. So starting next week, I will reach out to everyone who's already registered for the games. And once you register for the games, you'll also get a follow-up email from me of the link to the team yearbook, so you can upload your photo, your story, everything you would like to include. Optionals are to create your own individual fundraising page on teamphilly.org. And then you can also sell tributes and ads for the Team Philly digital yearbook to go towards your fundraising. Now, here is all the due dates I could come up with. I tried to make it as concise as possible. Feel free to take a picture of this. I will also make sure that this is in the post email for a recap, just so you have all the dates in one place. So the first date coming up is February 14th. That's when financial assistance applications are due. The form for that is on teamphilly.org. Then between February 18th and June 4th is when medical waivers for Division I and Division II athletes are due. That means all solid organ recipients or any type of recipient and living donors need to complete this medical waiver to compete. That form will be on transplantgamesofamerica.org. Also, when it's available, I'll email it out to the team. Then on February 26th, we will have our third Team Philly meeting. That will also be on Zoom at 6 p.m. That link will be added to teamphilly.org in a few weeks once we have everything updated. Then on February 27th, we will be contacting all financial assistance applicants. That email will come directly from me to all of the applicants that applied. Then on March 2nd, we will have a free team uniform form. So in case this is your first games, if you are an athlete or a deceased donor family, you receive a free uniform set. That would be a t-shirt, a tech tee, a water bottle, a bunch of fun stuff. So we haven't revealed yet what those look like, but once you are registered, starting on March 2nd, I will reach out to all registered attendees for their sizes so that we can get your uniform ordered. Then on March 9th, that's when transplant games registration rates go up. So right now they're at a regular registration rate. On March 9th, we enter the late registration rate era. Registration can be found on transplantgamesofamerica.org, or you can go to teamphilly.org. I linked everything back there. On April 15th, we will have donor tribute photos due. So I will be reaching out to all registered donor family members as they register to receive the picture that can be used in the donor tribute on site in Denver, Colorado. And then lastly, on here on May 9th, we will have our 4th Team Philly meeting. That meeting will be in person at Gift of Life Donor Program in Philadelphia from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. In case you're not able to make that, we will have it on Zoom. And again, we will record the entire thing and send that out to everyone. Like I said, everything can be found on teamphilly.org. In case you don't want to go looking for it place to place, just go to teamphilly.org. As you can see on the right, there is a screenshot of links to the previous meeting recording and slides, to our team poster in case you want to share it with anyone, or post it at your gym or your house of worship, or if you want to share it on social media just to get more people signed up. We have the link directly to register for the games, the link for financial assistance, as well as individual fundraising, the link to the yearbook tribute and ad, and then also the link to the Team Philly hotel block. For future meetings, we'll go over medical waivers, doubles and relays partners, pin trading information, events in the Transplant Games of America Village, event practice times in Denver. Transplant Games of America coordinates practice times, so when you're on site, you can practice for certain events at certain times before the actual competition. Team uniforms, we will reveal that at the next meeting. The Team Philly luncheon location, the Team Philly donor family luncheon location, sports captains, and then lastly, the Team Philly yearbook. Now, we love having Team Philly and we love having all of you on the team and meeting all up every other summer, but we love to see you year-round too. For Team Philly members, we hope to have you participate in public awareness events leading up to and after the games, connecting with members of your community where you live, work, worship, or gather to raise awareness and build support for donation and transplantation, and also volunteer with Gift of Life to support our mission and to support Team Philadelphia. My colleague Dwendi will now jump on to tell us a little bit about different volunteering opportunities we have coming up. But if you do want to stay connected with Team Philly, we also have a team Facebook page where you can ask questions to other team members of what certain sports are like, or if you're looking at certain rooms, or if you have certain questions about events that you want to ask other team members. Now, Dwendi, do you want to tell us about some volunteering?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'd love to see everyone at the games this year and looking forward to an exciting year out in Denver, Colorado, and with Team Philly. So really excited to get this ball rolling. And before you know it, it'll be June and we'll be traveling. So, but in the meantime, I just want to share a few things with you all that, of course, many of you have already been long volunteers or new volunteers with us. But for those that are interested in volunteering, you can volunteer at any way you want, and we can help you with that. Some of the things that we do is actually community events. Think of your own community, your spheres of influence that you have. Adopt a DMV. You know, some of these other things. We're coming upon April's Donate Life Month. Great way to help join us to bring awareness during the month of April. So there's a lot of things right here on this screen that we can help with. If you're unsure of an opportunity to volunteer, please reach out to either myself or Colleen Brand. You'll see her email address here on the screen, but we're happy to help you navigate through that process. And we welcome you. One of the things too, that if you're not sure where to sign up and you forget Colleen's email address, go onto our website. And at the bottom of every single page on our website, you can sign up, one, for our newsletter, which I encourage everybody to do. Keep informed of what's going on. And the other is to sign up to be a volunteer. So once that gets put through, then we can reach out to you, get you started, do a little orientation, all of that type of stuff. So there's multitude of volunteering opportunities, and we welcome everybody to do that. And then one of the things to really, it's a great way to start your volunteering experience, or maybe even brush up on your volunteering, is join us for our annual Volunteer Ambassador Summit. You know, we host this every year right around this time. Actually, we are scheduled this year for Saturday, February 7th from 10 to 1 at our headquarters in Philadelphia. But we also do have a virtual opportunity as well. So if everybody receives the emails, which go out every Thursday night at 5 o'clock, you probably should have one in your mailbox already from Colleen. We do have the link in there to register to participate in our 2016 Forge Through Innovation, United by Purpose. And that is our theme going forward. So we look forward to having everybody there. One of the things that I do want to point out is our guest speaker is a fellow transplant recipient himself, but his professional side is he actually is a professional speaker, and he is going to be presenting a guide on how to tell your story. So if you're struggling with that or want to learn more about improving your speaking skills, join us that day, either virtual or in person. We welcome you to come. So there's some more information. If you forget all of this, just reach out to any one of us. Annie can also forward your information to us.
Thank you so much, Wendy. And yes, I
Absolutely.
will include information on the Volunteer Ambassador Summit in the recap email I'll be sending next week as well. And then lastly, registration for the Donor Dash is open. In case you know me, you know when I'm not doing Team Philly, I am putting all of my work towards the Donor Dash. The Donor Dash is our annual 10K and 5K run and 3K walk to celebrate recipients and honor the donor heroes that made transplantation possible. It will be on Sunday, April 26th at the Philadelphia Navy Yard. We're still in the early bird code era. So for the next week, if you use the code earlybird, you get $10 off. That's the highest discount we offer. On the right, you can see that we have the 10K run, 5K run, and then a kids fun run. And then last week, we have a 3K walk. Last year, we had nearly 16,000 people attend. This is an amazing way to meet other recipients, living donors, and donor families in the area. People come from all over. I know a man that flew in from Ireland last year to attend and surprise a recipient at the games at the Donor Dash. Registration fees you can see on the right range from $20 to $40, but with that $10 off early bird code that you can use in the next week, that makes it a little bit cheaper for you. And then lastly, all the funds raised at the Donor Dash go towards supporting Team Philly. It all goes towards our nonprofit that Team Philly is one of the beneficiaries of. Now, thank you so much to my colleague Karen Keener, who has been putting together all of your questions in the chat. So now Karen's going to ask me all the questions in the chat. So in case you have any other questions, feel free to throw them in there. But Karen, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, so number one, on Thursday, can you do a sport plus the Murph challenge?
Yes. So since the Murph Challenge isn't technically a sport within the transplant games, you are welcome to do a Murph Challenge plus an official TGA sport. I would suggest looking on their website just to look at the timing of it to make sure that the Murph Challenge is in the morning and your sport's in the afternoon. But yes, you're welcome to do a sport plus the Murph Challenge.
And then are you able to add the specs for the ad spaces that are available to be purchased to make it easier for businesses to design?
Yes, we will add specs. I will make sure that's added to the online form as well. So we have all of that included.
It said that the opening ceremonies were for ages 21 plus. Is that incorrect?
That might be incorrect. Let me go back and make
I
sure.
thought it was
'Cause
incorrect.
I promise you that is probably a typo. Opening ceremonies. That is a typo. I definitely carried that
Good
over
catch,
from.
Suzanne.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. I definitely carried that over from the pub trivia and forgot to change that. Opening ceremonies is for all ages.
All right, great. Is there a fee for parking at the hotel?
I can look into that specifically for hotel parking, as well as I'll look into lots around the hotel just for people to compare rates.
Okay. And then if someone has applied for financial aid, should they still book the hotel room?
Um, if they would like to go ahead and put their name and card down, they are completely welcome to if they applied for financial aid, because they will find out about financial aid before March 1st. So if they do get financial aid, I will go in and help with that of the transferring over to gift of life payment. But if they do not get full or partial financial aid and they decide they would not like to attend the games, they are still welcome to cancel the room.
Okay. Um, I don't believe that this has been confirmed, but do we have a time for the Team Philly dinner?
We do not have a time for the Team Philly dinner yet. But we will have that sometime in the afternoon after all of the events happening. So it'll be after 4 p.m. for sure.
Okay. We have a couple people wondering about golf. Do we know what golf course that it's going to be at, and can you rank clubs at the golf course?
We do not know the golf course yet. Trust me, all of my golf people, I have been shaking down TGA trying to get the answers on some of these venues. I'm hoping to have the answer on the golf venue by next month. But the moment we have an update on where golf would be, or tennis, or any other pending locations, I will make sure that you guys are the first to know.
I believe they do, but can you confirm that D3 athletes also need medical waivers?
So that we are still waiting on Transplant Games of America to let
Oh,
us
okay.
know.
And then will uniforms be given out at the May 9th meeting?
We're hoping to have them given out at the May 9th
All
meeting.
depends on supplies.
It all depends on supply chain. But if it's not, then we will have a pickup period, same thing as we did in Birmingham, Alabama. We'll have a pickup period where either you can pick up a week before in either Philadelphia or Harrisburg in our Harrisburg office, or we can mail them to you, or you can pick them up. We'll ship them out to Denver for you, and you can pick them up on site. We also order extra. So in case you get on site and say, man, I really love this t-shirt that they gave me for free, I wish I had more, we will be selling more on site.
Okay, I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, Annie, but do you know how far the bike races are? And am I correct to say that there are bike shops to rent bikes from?
We do not know where the cycling location is yet, but there are cycling stores that you can rent from. All of the other managers are compiling a list together. So once I have that compiled list of bike rentals, I will make sure the team is aware of that as well.
All right, I believe that's all the questions. Last call.
Okay. I think I think we did great. Thank you all so much for joining on this call tonight. We really appreciate it. Again, go to teamphilly.org if you have any other questions. We'll make sure the recording of this is uploaded, as well as a follow-up email I'll be sending next week of all of this information. But have a great night, everyone.